Virgo Venus, this is your reading for the month of January 2025, or whenever it is that you see this. This is a love and relationship reading. If you don't know your Venus sign, you can check out a website like astrocharts.com where you can get your full astrology birth chart. You just need to know your place of birth and, of course, your date of birth. Virgo Venus, welcome back if you're returning or if you're new here. My name is Podkane. Just getting started here on YouTube, but I've been reading for over 10 years. And relationships are what I know the most about, both in readings and in real life. Let's get a oracle card for you to get started with. And excuse me, my English, how dare I not use the proper article of speech? Virgo Venus. What's going on in their relationship right now? Portal, infinite mind, awakening consciousness. All right. This is the one card too. We're just getting started. Something's popping off. A new awareness has arrived. What is going on in Virgo Venus's relationship right now? You and I reading, a reading that I developed. Looks over all aspects of you and your person's thoughts, feelings, hopes, fears, expectations, and the reality. And we'll keep on pulling cards, oracles, clarifiers, until we get the answers to our burning questions. Okay, that was it. All right. How are you showing up right now, Virgo Venus? High Priestess reversed, attending to details, not following your gut. Classic. Classic. What else? Six of Swords reversed, continually rehashing old traumas, old dramas. Oh, I wish I would have said that. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Or wow, why did that happen? Or whatever. Okay. That is relevant to this somehow. So what is their person thinking? How are they showing up? Ace of Swords. They've had a breakthrough in their financial situation, their stability. Maybe they just hit a new breakthrough with a business that they own or in their career. But regardless of that, they're feeling like the situation is unfair with you. So what's the issue here? What is the issue between Virgo Venus and their person right now? What is the issue at hand? What's the scenario that we are talking about right now? Lack of commitment. Okay. There's a lack of commitment between you two. Here's the reason why. You think you know it all and you don't. They are emotionally unstable and unsupportive and unopen. They are possibly addicted to something. You could possibly be cruel with your words. That's worst case scenarios for you both. Ultimately, you are being too cold and they are being too immature emotionally. And it's caused a dry up of the emotional feelings you had towards each other, as well as your hope for new emotional experiences to be had between each other. It's sort of depression or malaise has set in. Okay, let's get some answers as to what we're going to do about this, Virgo. So what do you want out of this relationship? In your heart of hearts, Judgment reversed. Two of Wands reversed. So with this card, I'm getting that you had a breakthrough, a realization, a shock of lightning hit you in the face, of a realization of something that is relevant here, okay? But you don't want to look at it. And with the Two of Wands reverse, it could be about sexual incompatibility. It could be about a lack of a plan to go forward. It could be a turning away from hope and possibilities. I do have the star at the bottom of the deck, though. I do think hope remains. So, in that case, it's some kind of, you don't want to see the truth about this two different, you're going in two different directions. You're like pulling different ways on what your desires and dreams are with your person, and you're kind of avoiding that realization that you had. For them, they're hoping for some time alone to kind of figure and suss all this out. They want to partake in some indulgence. They don't want to have to fix this situation themselves. Page of coins at the bottom. This indulgence could be spending some money, focusing on material things, doing a bit of gluttony, a bit of, let's drink a little bit, or let's go out and eat all the time. Let's buy this new toy, whatever. They're participating in a bit of self-distraction and self-indulgence to kind of make themselves feel better. But there's also a part of them, they're of two minds. They also want to get to the bottom of the situation and understand why both that they're doing this and also what the hell you're going through, what's going on with you. Are we going to reach this next higher plateau of commitment towards each other? How committed to each other are we really? What are you afraid of, Virgo Venus? That's a lot. Four of Cups reversed, just accepting something when you could have better. Five of Wands reversed, not being able to compete. Four of Swords, having to take a little time out, a sense of defeat or an ending there. A Chariot reverse, losing control. This to me screams afraid of having to make a compromise. You want to be in charge. You're afraid of having to make a compromise. You're afraid of not having your voice heard. You're afraid of having to sit on the sidelines while something else happens in your life and just accepting the reality for what it is instead of getting your best possible outcome. What is your person afraid of? Tower reversed, having to rebuild it after all of this time. They don't know if it's worth it. Five of Swords, having to do anything it takes, everything it takes. Page of Coins. They're also afraid of their own tendency to distract themselves with superficial matters, superficial things. Yeah, they're also afraid of you when you're nasty. Queen of Swords reversed. You intimidate them. They're just not sure if it's worth rebuilding at this point or moving forward. Okay. How do you see them, Virgo Venus? How do you see your person? How do you see your person? Not capable of controlling the situation, quite chaotic, not a natural leader, bossy with no real reason to be. You have hope for them. They do inspire you on some level because they are quite positive, you feel. They are a glass half full kind of person, and that is something that you as a Virgo energy can appreciate about them. However, you feel like that doesn't suit them to being a leader, being in charge, knowing what's best, taking control, managing difficult scenarios and situations in life. They see you as uncertain, unstable, and unsteady. They see you as being a hermit yourself, withdrawing from the world, not having a lot of self-confidence. They also see you as being compassionate and emotionally well developed. I can hear someone speaking in the room next to me. They see you as being an emotional leader, someone who's very compassionate, very sensitive, shoulder to cry on. You know, they look to you for emotional support and you offer it. But they see you as being quite serious and not willing to take any risks. Risk averse. Risk averse you are, they say. How can you ask them for support? How can you ask your person for support, Virgo Venus? You need them to make a major change. The Lovers. Oh, gosh. Gosh, gosh, gosh. 9 of Wands. There's a new idea here. And you can ask them to make a major change to meet you halfway on this path, this choice, so that we have a shared goal in mind. And in order to do that, you can ask them to let down their defenses, be willing to talk about it, be willing to consider that possibility. And oh, that was actually in the placement of how you can support them. Huh. You need to be willing to change. This is going back to that fucking reading from last month, you guys. If you're here from that one before, we're still in it, right? You need to be willing to change, to have a shared goal, and let down your defenses. As I was reading that, I was like, isn't that exactly the opposite of what I told them to do last month? How you can ask them to support you, to find a fair and equitable balance. Let them know that you're in a liminal space right now. You're not quite sure which way to turn. You're trying to come up with a strategy, come up with a plan together. You guys against the world. Wheel of Fortune reversed. Let's put a dead stop to Queen of Coins reversed. Reversing the feeling of losing all of our financial security or doing things only on the basis of gaining more money. Let's talk more about our mental and emotional issues and how we can come together with a sound strategic plan. Oh my God, my leg's asleep. Instead of, this constant worry over who's holding the bag or what's right financially or focusing only on the superficial. Okay. You just want to come up with a good plan with them. I think at this point, moving on from where you were last month, you've come around to saying, you know what? I'm not that attached to what I thought was a good plan. I can let that go. But what I do need is a freaking plan. We need to move forward and make a commitment to something. And I don't know it all. They, emotionally aren't all that mature or communicative. These are the issues that we have to deal with. But ultimately, I'm willing to change what I'm working on to what I want to work towards together as a partnership, and let down my defenses if they're willing to, to work with me and to make a plan, make a sound, practical plan. And I think also with the Queen of Coins here and the Wheel of Fortune reversed, you also need them to be open to seeing you differently, because you're really trying to, with the Death card, you're trying to make a major change. And if they still have the same perception of you being the same person, that you haven't changed, that you're always going to be this, or you're always going to be that, you're always trying to take control, you're always trying to know everything and do everything and not letting me have my voice. Well, you're saying, no, I want to make a serious change, but you have to make space for me to be different. You need a little bit of here, you need to go on a night out together. You need to go on some dates. You need to go do something that's fun and carefree and lighthearted, so that you can kind of reconnect on the basis of what brought you together in the first place, so that you can have this honest to goodness, emotional, heartfelt, and vulnerable conversation about what you're trying to commit to, what mutual goal you have together. That will be the fantastic icebreaker for that conversation, Virgo. All right, what's next? What are you learning about right now, Virgo Venus? What are you learning about right now? Right, meow? Love. You're learning about how your love for each other and the destruction of your family in the past, the emotional suffering and turmoil, how you haven't reached that happily ever after quite yet, but that you're still striving for it. You're learning about your own role in that, how being overly perfectionistic, hardcore demanding, critical of everyone, very critical of yourself, cold, ruthless, I don't want to go on, okay? But you're learning how that can turn a true love, minds connected, hearts connected scenario into absolute disaster, and self-destruction. You're softening. You're really learning. They are learning. The moon. They're learning about their own subconscious, their intuition, what is beneath it all. They're learning about the devil reverse, freeing themselves from this fucking repeated pattern that they've been going through that has separated themselves from their heart and their person, you, and made them feel like an outsider in their own life because they weren't willing to acknowledge their emotions or develop them, share them, explore them, be vulnerable, cry about it, share them with you more than anything else, and learn how to be more emotionally stable, for fuck's sake. That they're learning. They're on their way too. This is an ongoing situation for you and your person. What are you letting go of? The Three of Cups. Needing support and validation, Four of Wands. That happily ever after, that home, the home. The home. Three of Coins. Mastery. If you had an idea to move house, move somewhere else, do something with your home, do something with your living situation, do something with a career as well, potentially, you're letting go of that support for it. You're letting go of that particular goal, that particular pathway, because from the reading from last month, and if you haven't watched that, definitely go watch that. You're seeing that it's not as important as maintaining this relationship, as moving forward together as a couple, as improving yourself in a place where you can be vulnerable, where you can be stronger than you thought you were, in a whole new way. It's not about just shouting someone down or being right. Now it's about being self-loving enough to admit that you need to change. You need to change the way you communicate. You need to change the preconceived notions you had of your person. You need to change, your steadfastness on not wanting to hear and face the truth that intuitionally. You've been ignoring it, but that's the fact. You're making things worse for yourself, and I don't believe you're a fool. I just think that there's a lot of momentum towards being right all the time. And now your life situation, this relationship, the universe, your life path, your, God, your higher self, whatever, okay? that has all led up to this, where you now soften and open yourself up to more compromise, that fulfills a shared goal, because you're sick of the drama and the trauma and you just want some level of peace and satisfaction. But you know that you need that person in your life. You need your person to be a part of that. And they need their way too. They need their voice heard too. They need their emotional, they need a safe place where they can open up emotionally too with you. For some reason, that's very important. What are they letting go of? What is Virgo Venus's person letting go of? Wow. They're letting go of trying to start shit with you, because they realize what's really needed for you is positive reinforcement. Because you, as hard as you are on other people, as hard as you are on them, you're 10 times harder on yourself. They've come to that understanding, and now they want to reinforce and support you emotionally and positively. They want to speak life into you. They want to speak positivity into you and hope into you. The Page of Cups, they are just getting started on this emotional well-being and sensitivity journey. You've done something right. You've left open a crack in the facade and they've seen it. And now you can tell them, hey, I like where this is going. I appreciate that you've been more supportive of me. Let's make a windfall situation. Let's keep it going. And let's start to relate to each other more as we used to, in a more innocent way, in a more compassionate way, and a meeting of the minds of two equals, so that we can come up with a sound strategic plan to move forward together, because that is the goal, moving forward together. Let's get a clarifier card for Virgo Venus's person so that they can better understand, Virgo can understand what's going on. Liberated destiny. With release comes freedom, a steering faith towards an unwritten future. Yeah, they've made a breakthrough for sure. And we saw that with the ace. What was this? Yeah, Ace of Swords. They have a breakthrough. They have a breakthrough, and it's in their own self-valuation. And that's why they're saying this isn't fair. I will not be controlled by you. I will not have my voice diminished by you anymore. You cannot make my life happen for me. I must have a say in the matter. And Virgo Venus, for you, let's get a clarifier for how you are operating in this situation. Soulful synergy. Vulnerability weaves hearts in a dance of harmony, unity, and flow. You are learning to be vulnerable, to speak on the things that have hurt you, to speak on your insecurities. You are learning this. You cannot experience true intimacy unless you open your heart and be yourself. You need to share with your person how hard you've been on yourself. They already know it. It's not a secret, but hearing you say it will go a long way towards opening them up then to talk about serious emotional matters between you two, within them, and everything can be laid out on the table so that you two can fucking move forward. I wish that for you. I pray for that for you guys. So Virgo Venus, let's get a card for the outlook of the relationship for January. If everything is attended to here, if we can make it happen, what's an outlook for the relationship? It doesn't want to do that question. It's untitled as of yet. I'm kidding. We don't know yet. Depends on what you guys do. Okay, let me just put that away because I don't feel like it's important. No, in the shadows, in the shadows. Let's get an in the shadows card their emotional feelings towards you that they haven't been able to share with you, their emotional feelings with you, Virgo Venus, that they haven't been able to share. I need to focus on my healing. I know I made a mistake. And I think just popping off here, that mistake was that they didn't focus on their healing. They didn't focus and attend to their own emotional needs. They are at the crossroads now where they have realized how important that actually is, and that they have some part to play in why you guys are not seeing eye to eye. Anything else that they need to tell Virgo? I don't know what to say. We are more alike than I admit. They don't have the words for it yet. And that's because they are still in the infancy of exploration of this matter, which we saw at the last card. That was at the base of the deck, the Page of Cups. So it's coming. It's coming. But, you know, as we said, we got to make a space for them to be vulnerable, for them to be emotionally sensitive and open with you. And you need to be so for real about the way that you talk to yourself in your mind. You need to be so for real about that, and everything else. But again, like, if you want to, you want some real advice, plan a date and you do it. Okay. You're the one watching this reading. You plan a date, you plan to do something fun with them. You know, they might say, I'm busy doing this, I'm busy doing that. You know, if you're a Virgo of any sort, you probably know their schedule. Make a time, make a plan, be positive about it, and be hopeful for it. I think they'll be so shocked by the fact that you're like, let's go out together, let's do this fun thing together, come on, it'll be good. Like, you know, and so carefree and spontaneous too, that they'll be so shocked that that will break the ice between you two to have a lot of positive growth. Show them your impulsive side, show them your risk-taking side, your foolish side, and that will break the ice big time. Let's get some advice for Virgo Venus in their relationship right now. A little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. And so it continues, you know, you're on the right path. Just keep it pushing. Virgo Venus, I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you for letting me read for you. If you like that, remember I also do rising sign readings every month. I also have pick cards and other things coming. If you could like and subscribe, that means so, so, so much to me. And until I see you next time, bye.